Let's get back to one of our top stories now. The Supreme Court in Pakistan has issued a split judgment. They want now a formation of a joint investigation team to probe the Sharif family's involvement in corruption. Let's get straight to Kamran Yousaf, who's in Islamabad now with the latest. Hi, Kamran. Exactly how does a split judgment work, and what will this formation of a joint investigation team actually lead to?
Well, immediately, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif can heave a sigh of relief because the split verdict means that 3 judges voted against removing Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif because of his offshore assets, while the 2 judges were in favor of removing Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif since he did not disclose his offshore assets. So that is why the majority judgment now will prevail. There were 5 judges who were hearing this high-profile political case. Now the 3 judges voted in favor of a joint investigation commission rather than directly sacking Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, while the other 2 judges were in fact saying that Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif should be removed from the position right away. So in a way, this is a kind of a sigh of relief for Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, and the reactions that we are getting that Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and his political party have already declared that they are the winner in this case. But this controversy may not stop here, because the Supreme Court has said that there are still many questions unanswered, particularly the money trail, the sources of funding regarding these offshore companies of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and his family members. And that is why they have now recommended a joint investigation committee, which will now investigate these allegations. And interestingly, this joint investigation will also comprise officials from the Pakistani security establishment, like the military intelligence, like the premier intelligence agency, ISI. And the Supreme Court has directed the Prime Minister and his family members to appear before that joint investigation team and clear their names. So briefly, one could say that Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif can heave a sigh of relief, but this now can open up more legal challenges, because now the Prime Minister will have to provide clear evidence justifying his offshore assets before the high-profile joint investigation team.
So, Kamran, how long will this joint investigation actually take? And how do Pakistanis feel about this ruling?
Well, this joint investigation team may not take long, because the Supreme Court has made it clear that it should not be open-ended. Rather, it has made mandatory for the joint investigation team to report back to the Supreme Court every week. And they also said that this joint investigation team will be formed within 1 week after this judgment. So the Supreme Court has clear timeline in their mind in order to ensure that this process should not linger on. As far as the people are concerned, of course, that before this judgment, there is a lot of hype, because even the Supreme Court judges, in their remarks, they said that this will be a judgment that would be remembered for centuries. But now the verdict is out, and the reaction, naturally, people were not expecting that this could be the reaction. But of course, that this process can never linger on, as we're getting more details that the joint investigation team will have to give their findings within 60 days. That means there is a clear deadline that they have to conclude this case within 60 days. This is what the Supreme Court is saying. So we have to see now that how the opposition party of Imran Khan is the one who was spearheading this campaign against Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, will react to this. Before this judgment, he said that he will accept the Supreme Court verdict. But clearly, if we see the Supreme Court verdict, Imran Khan certainly will be disappointed, because his request or his plea was that Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif should stand disqualified.
And who knows, he still may. Kamran, thank you for following that for us. We'll be checking in with you actually throughout the rest of the day to see how the Pakistani public is reacting to this ruling. The Supreme Court again issued that split judgment. ordering the launch of a joint investigation into the corruption allegations against the Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and his family following the release of the Panama Papers.